Texas, the land of the Longhorns. We are actually in Neville's apartment. And for those of you guys who are like, who's Neville? Neville from AppSumo. We were able to wrangle him in, considering the hotel internet got like 1 megabyte per minute. So we were able to wrangle him in, and we're actually doing a webinar from that. So we just want to say hello. We will be getting started in just a second. Kind of interesting. Tanner and I don't think have ever done a webinar together when we're in the same room. So Tanner's listening to me talk to you through his headset, and literally he's close enough that I could punch him.
So guys, I'm here too, but we're going to get started pretty quick as soon as we learn how to talk over each other in both of our sets of voices. It's going to be interesting, but we'll have a good time, and we got some really cool stuff to show you. In addition to a little twist that we came up with on the drive up here when we were bored out of our minds, we decided to do something cool, and we're going to tell you about that in just a second.
Sounds good. Be with you guys, like I said, just a few seconds. We want to let some people keep coming in here. We see a lot of people are joining, so we want to definitely take care of that. We will be back with you in just a minute. Yes, Tammy, we are live. We just are in the background getting everything set up for you guys. T squared, I like that. Tim and Tanner for T squared. You can hear me now. Awesome. I'm glad you guys can. That's great. Where's everybody calling in from tonight? Curious. Rush, you're more than welcome. Glad to help you. John from Oklahoma City. Good. Hey, Kathleen. Hey, David. 2 seconds, guys. Let me fix an audio issue. Hold on 1 second. Cajun country. There you go. Oregon. No. There we go. Otis from Oklahoma City. Man, we got 2 guys from Oklahoma City. That's awesome.
I will be up there on the 24th in Oklahoma City.
You shooting people up there?
Yep, doing a shotgun competition up there.
Oh, you're blowing people away with shotguns now. That's nice. Okay, got a lot of Oregon folks. Got some Oklahoma folks. That's great. Hey, Gil, how are you? Vancouver Island. Yeah, but the OKC's crowd is, oh, yeah. Yeah, Andrea, that's how we get our clients. We shoot them.
It's compulsive. Yep.
Tony, that's not nice. Tony said, Okies looking at the best end of the shotgun. Way to go. Way to go, it's a good tactic. Yeah, so far, Andrew, we have a 100% conversion rate on the shotgun to the face to sign a client type thing.
We'll be teaching you guys that method later.
Yep, succeed or I'll shoot you. Exactly. All right, guys, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick 5-second pause. That way we'll know where to edit the video, and we'll come back and we'll rock and roll and talk to you about what's going on. So we'll be back with you guys in 2 and 2. Who did that? Chuck Willery? Was that the guy that used to do it? All right, everybody. Tim Castleman here, along with my business partner, Tanner Larson. Tanner, are you there? Of course,
I'm
I
here.
ask him that because
I'm looking at Tim right now, so he knows I'm here, but that's cool.
Exactly. All right, guys. So here's the deal. Normally, with Tanner and I were joking about this before. Normally, I do it on a dual screen monitor. Today, we're just rocking the laptop because we're hanging out with the guys from AppSumo tomorrow to do some cool business consulting. So I'm not going to be able to see your questions, but Tanner will be in the background. And what we'll do is we'll do a question and answer session at the end. So Tanner and I were driving down from the great cities of Lubbock and Abilene today. And Tanner was like, hey, what are you going to talk about on the webinar? And I said, we could just pitch the one model that we talked about and basically show them that model. I said, or what I could do is I could actually teach them 3 really cool models that I'm using in my business to get clients right now. So Tanner was like, man, that sounds really cool. Let's go ahead and do the 3 methods instead of just the single method. So as long as it's okay with you guys, I'd like to go ahead and actually, instead of just share 1 method with you guys tonight, I'd actually like to share 3 methods with you that I'm currently using and that are currently working in my business. Is everybody okay with that? I want to make sure we all buy in beforehand. Stay over there. All right, excellent. Making sure that we're all good. Yes. Cool's 3 better than 1. Nope, just the 1. Okay, Arthur, after the first one, you just go. You just do what you got to do. All right, here we go. Let's get rocking and rolling, okay? So let's talk about the offline lead empire. 3 low-cost, no-cost strategies to get your first offline client. What I will tell you is that the first method is going to be a recap of what we showed you guys in the easy offline formula, but the next 2 methods are methods that we haven't shared with you guys previously, okay? So I want to make sure, again, before I get started, everyone can hear me okay, and more importantly, that you guys can see the screen. You should be able to see offline lead empire. Make sure that we're good. Yes. Okay. Let me not click the pause button. Loud and clear. Perfect. I got a new headset, Mike. That's why we're checking. Okay. You can see it. You can see it. We can do it. All right. Here we go. All right. Again, 3 low cost to no cost strategies to get your very first offline client. So let's start with strategy number 1. And this is the strategy that we taught in Easy Offline Formula. And it's a very simple but very powerful strategy that allows you to make connections on Craigslist, okay? And basically, by posting an ad on Craigslist in your local area and any other areas that you want to work, you can offer your services. Okay, what we like to do is obviously include a photo of something that's related to the offer to get more people opening. How many of you guys picked up the WordPress themes that we offered, the 2 developer themes that we offered to you guys? If you did, I definitely recommend that you guys check those out. If you didn't, I definitely recommend you open the report and check out the offer that we have in there, and basically it's your chance to get it again. The reason why we do that is very simple. I like to include a picture just so that I have the little pic tag when it comes to offering the services. The reason I do that is very, very easy to understand. It's that people like to buy stuff with pictures. I mean, imagine if you went to Amazon or eBay and you were like, hey, I want you to bid on this 1967 Rolls Royce, but there's no photo. You're like, I don't know what condition it is. I don't know if it's full of rust. I don't know what's going on with it. So if you didn't get the themes and you want to check them out, great. If you don't, use a photo of something else, but I like to use something related just to get that picture tag, okay? And basically the whole goal is that we're trying to find others to help out. Okay, now, for those of you who have been living under a rock, right, maybe haven't had a chance to totally digest the report, Craigslist.org is where you can go for the big overall listing. So let's say you wanted to, like we're in Austin today, so let's say we wanted to go to Austin, right, I would just type in Austin Craigslist, or I could go to Craigslist.org and find my local area. All right, now, I only focus on 2 areas when I'm posting my ads. The first one is the barter section. Okay, the second one is the services section. Now, some people have emailed in and go, where in the services section? I like to do either computer, okay, skilled trade, small business. Truthfully, it doesn't matter because when you click on the services tab right there, it will show all the ads regardless of the category. And some people go, well, why would you want to do the barter section? Well, let me explain to you why I like the barter section. I like to do the barter section because sometimes you can get some really cool things for trade. For instance, a buddy of mine did this method, and he was able to get a brand new concrete patio done. He was able to get as he affectionately calls it, the man cave, which is just like a 300 square foot building that he smokes cigars in and basically hides from his wife and 5 kids. He's done hunting trips. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can barter for. And the other reason I like barter, if I'm being honest, is a lot of people, and I understand this because I was like this when I got started, are fearful of having to sell something. And by that I mean people are like, oh, Tim, I can't ask for money for this product or service. So by bartering, it's a great way to get started, to get comfortable, to build that proof portfolio, and to get some happy and satisfied customers without having to quote unquote ask for money. So just kind of understand that's why I like the barter section. Continuing on. All right, so here's the exact ad that we ran. You guys have this, okay, in the swipe file. You have it in a Word document so that you can just copy and paste it. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it. I do kind of want to just point out the highlights, okay? First of all, the headline. All right, pick one of these already done websites, and we'll make it for $249. So I'm telling them exactly what it is and the price in the headline. The reason is I want to reduce tire kickers as much as possible. Okay, so by doing that and by telling them, hey, we're building $249 websites, basically, we're able to reduce the tire kickers, and people that click on the ad are obviously highly targeted. If you wanted to improve this, you could say, attention business owners. Pick one of these already done websites and we'll make it for $249 because that's even more targeted. Why is it more targeted? Well, you're telling business owners, right? So if I don't own a business, I'm probably not going to click on the ad. But if I do, I'm at least interested. I'm telling them exactly what I'm offering them, which is a website, and I'm telling them the price, which is $249, okay? And like we explained in the report, okay, we're offering them a $249 website. It's a very simple website, okay, and it's sold as is, which means no changes possible. So we're not modding the theme, we're not hacking the CSS, we're not doing any type of MacGyver type tactics. We're simply selling them a done-for-you solution where we're going to put their contact information, their logo, and maybe a photo or two. Simple solution to sell, okay? So I just tell them exactly what you got to do. For $249, right, pick one of the themes below, hit reply, and tell me the following, and they give me all their information, and I tell them, okay, we'll put it up there, and basically once you approve it within 48 hours, we'll get it to you. Once you approve it, then you pay us the money. The reason why I tell them they don't have to pay anything up front is because I want them to be happy and satisfied with the work that goes into the product before paying. So I'm trying to take as much risk off their shoulders and put it onto mine. Okay? And then I explained to them, hey, this is why I'm doing this. I'm a new business to the Lubbock area, and I want some more clients for my business. I mean, I'm not telling them any shenanigans. I'm not telling them any BS. I'm really telling them, look, I'm a new business. I absolutely am trying to get some new clients, so I'm offering this discounted rate. And I also tell them, hey, by providing you a ready-to-made website, I'm also able to reduce the time it takes to provide my services. Whenever you do something that seems too good to be true or people are a little skeptical, you always want to explain to them why they're doing this, okay? So why are you doing this? So I don't understand. Well, basically, why are you being so generous and giving me a deal that seems too good to be true? Well, and again, it's very rational reasons, okay? I'm a new business, and right? Because these are pre-templated, it doesn't take me as much time. And I even tell them, less time equals less money you have to spend. Now, the last thing I like to do is I like to include some type of scarcity in the offer. Okay, I'm not saying, hey, come one, come all, we'll take any and all comers. I'm like, no, there's only 5 people that get this special deal. And then I also say, if you'd like to see live examples of each of the sample websites, simply click here. Now, if you don't want to do live examples and you just want to do screenshots, not a problem. Just simply take that last line out. And again, you guys have that template in your swipe file. All right, so that's number 1. I just want to do a quick recap. I know some of you guys haven't been able to digest the method. It's an extremely powerful method. It's low cost in the fact that really you have the $10 that you guys spend on the themes, okay, and a little bit of time putting them up. And all you have to do is just respond to people when they contact you. And of course, during the question and answer session, I'll be more than happy to answer any questions about selling and stuff like that. Okay. Now, here's what I recommend you do for technique number 2. I call this the email outreach. Okay. And it's very easy. It's very simple. You want to simply look through local websites to find ones that need help. Okay, so, and it's not that hard. I'm going to show you how easy it is. Okay, and then what I like to do is I like to email local business owners 1 to 3 times offering your help. You know, if one thing online marketing has taught me that's been reconfirmed with offline is the more you contact people about a single offer, the more they're likely to remember. Now let's talk about why that is. You know, if I got an email today while we were driving down here to the AppSumo offices, right, it'd probably be tough for me to act on it because I've been in the car for the last 6 hours because we've got other things. We've got 2 days of consulting. You know, we had the webinar for you guys we wanted to rock out for. So there's a lot of things going on. So today, if you email me, probably not a good day for me to respond. Well, if you email me a week from now, right, I'm like, oh, okay, maybe things are better. And if they don't contact me after that, I email them a week after that, maybe things are improving. You never know what's going on. You know, another real world example, a lot of people are graduating or have kids graduating. A lot of people going on summer vacations around this time. If you're contacting them and they're not responding, it's probably not personal. They're either too busy, right, or they've just got a lot of stuff going on. So just understand that the key is to, 1, contact as many business owners as you'd like to help, okay? And then, you know, make sure that you're set it up to not just do a one and done performance, meaning that you're not just going to email them one single time. All right, so here's what I look for. Okay, here's what I look for when I come to look for bad websites. Okay, first of all, out of date copyright on the website. That's a dead giveaway. If it's copyright 2012, okay, we're up to date. Copyright 2011, not too bad. If it's copyright 2006, obviously it's been a while since they have definitely done some work to the thing. Bad or outdated designs. If it looks like the old standard HTML, you know, I bought a template for $4 and I just put my business information, or I had this website designed, you know, by Front Page and stuff like that. That just lets me know it's a bad and outdated redesign. I personally like to keep my clients on about a 3-year design model. And by that I mean I want them to be able to see what's going on and basically keep the image fresh in the eyes of their business and stuff like that. Okay, lacking critical features. We'll talk about that a little bit more and more. Bad domain. I can't tell you how many times an awesome domain has been available, like Lubbock Best Chiropractor, or Best Lubbock Chiropractor, or Best Lubbock Dentist, or you know, things like that. And they've got, you know, Dr. Huago's dentalcareministry.com, and you're like, that's a horrible domain. And also poor page rank and bad SEO. So instead of just talking about it, let's actually look at a few examples. Okay, so we'll see what happens here. Okay, perfect. Okay, so this is one for Johnson 1040. Okay, it's Johnson Bookkeeping and Tax Services. That's awesome, except for one little problem. Look at this. They got this form over here that doesn't work. Okay, they've got this stuff going on. They've got a little bit of text. That's awesome. That's great. But there's nothing. There's a phone number, but that's all. There's no address. There's no contact form. There's none of that stuff going on. So you just have to understand that when you come across a website like this, you're looking at it and you're like, these people need help. Okay, there's no first of all, there's no copyright. Okay, their domain is Johnson1040.com. What about Lubbock Bookkeeper or Lubbock CPA or JohnsonBookkeeping.com or LubbockBookkeeping.com? Again, there's just a lot of things these guys could be doing better. How about in this day and age, we just go ahead and have a video from Mr. or Mrs. Johnson or the entire staff of Johnson Bookkeeping talking about what's going on. What about a contact form? What about a photo of the building that they're in? You know, what about a map? Or at least a Google Map location. Are you guys starting to see? I mean, this is a prime example of a horrible website that's in my local area. Okay, so let's keep rocking and rolling and kind of show some more. All right, this one's probably my favorite. This is Lubbock Beauty Salon. Village Hairstyles, okay? Now, they've got an address, they've got a phone number, no photo. Okay, that's fine, that's cool, that's great. They talk about let's go talk and look at the Dreamcatcher. Oh, okay, Dreamcatchers by Paris Hilton. Well, I like to get my hairstyles from Paris Hilton. Maybe you guys do as well. But basically, they're selling other people's products through their website, right? Click here for more information on Dreamcatchers. And guess what? It takes them to a whole different website. Okay, well, that's stupid. Why don't you tell me, hey, come talk to Tammy today, who's our specialist in dream catchers, or a video showing people what dream catchers are and things like that. Okay, so that's a great example of it. Can anybody see a glaring error going on with the website right now? I'm curious to see. Right, I'm seriously curious to see if anyone can see a glaring error. Just look at the website. Well, the dash in the domain, that doesn't help, right? No email sign up yet, no lead capture. That's awesome. That's great. Okay, no call to action, no line return, too small, no video. How about this? How about this little bad boy right there? Dang, you got it right as I was saying it. MySpace. How would you like to connect to MySpace? Now, if this was 10 years ago, I would love to connect with MySpace. Today, right, it's Facebook and Pinterest and all that other stuff. So that's a telltale sign of an out-to-date website. Please connect with us on MySpace. No, thank you. Not interested because I'm not 7 anymore, okay? So just kind of understand that. Now, let's look at one more here. I want to give you guys an example so you can see firsthand. I mean, is this stuff being helpful to you guys? Are you guys starting to see how much work there is out there for you guys? I mean, look at this. This is 3 websites. It really took me about 10 minutes to find these websites for you, okay? And the thing is, right, I mean, it's just ridiculous how bad these websites are. So I'm glad this is helpful for you guys. Definitely glad to do it. Here's another one. The old HTML, 600 megapixel type product. It's like, what about all this? Like, what is that? Is that a brain? What's going on with that? Now, they do a good job of capturing your information. Enter your information to get the report that everyone's talking about. Well, does that report that everyone's talking about actually have a name? Could you just name it something that would make people like, oh, interesting, in back pain forever report or something along those lines. Okay. Now they do have a video here, but I'm guaranteeing you that the Lubbock herniated disc probably isn't this person right here who's a paid spokesman, and they have a bunch of different videos. In this day and age, you have to connect with people as best as possible. One of the easiest ways to do that is via video, okay? And I would much rather like to see the doctor or the primary care nurse or whoever it is that's at the head of this with a video or at least a photo. Why is that? Well, when I go in to see my chiropractor, right, my chiropractor's Dr. Austin, I know what Dr. Austin looks like because I've seen his photo on his website. So it makes me connect. It makes me feel safe. It builds that trust and that likability factor. And they're not just connecting with some nameless Lubbock herniated disc. They're actually connecting with a real life, honest to God, human being. Okay? So just understand that. All right, so that's kind of 3 examples of 3 absolutely horrible looking websites. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to email them. And by the way, don't freak out. We will get you guys copies of these email templates, okay? When we send out the replay, we'll make sure to send copies of the templates for you guys, okay? But here's a simple website, simple email that I like to contact them with. The subject line took me all of 10 seconds. And it says your website. Now, why do I say your website? Well, your website, okay? I mean, obviously, if someone said that about my website, I'd be concerned enough to at least look at it and be like, well, what's up with my website? Is it hacked? Is there a problem? Is there X? Is there Y? Okay? So what I like to do is this, right? My name is, and I just tell them my name. So go ahead and put your name there. Don't put Tim Castleman there unless you're going to give me some money, okay? Owner of, well, Tim, I don't have an official business name. Tell them whatever the business name you want it is. So for me, it'd be like, hey, my name is Tim Castleman, owner of Castleman Consulting, LLC, a local web development company focused on generating new business for our clients through the internet. I'll keep it very brief. I'd appreciate the opportunity to sit down with you and show you how we can simultaneously save you money on your Yellow Page and other advertisements and create more business for you with a beautiful and powerful website. After all, the internet is quickly replacing the phone book. If you talk to business owners, they already know that. You're simply making them nod their head. They're like, yeah, the internet is replacing the phone book. You're right. You're right. So they're agreeing with you. They're already agreeing with you while they're reading the email. It's kind of the ninja jujitsu psychology behind that. Okay. Please call me at ... Now, listen, if you don't want people calling you, that's fine. Okay. If you don't want your phone ringing off the hook, that's great. All you have to do is please email me, or please see my website at, or please respond to this with. You get to set up your business how you want to. Okay, so just understand that. You can definitely do this, okay, however you want. You can email them. When I got my offline client, it was all email until we met face to face to collect the check. Okay, so just understand you set your business up your way. All right, so I like to have people call me because I'm comfortable with that. If you're not, adapt it to your own needs, okay? Please call me at, and I give my phone number to schedule your personal appointment, or simply respond to this email. Now, I give them two methods to respond, and the reason why I do that is simple. I give them what I call a direct and an indirect way to respond. Direct being, hey, if you want to schedule an appointment right freaking now and you want to get a hold of me, call me. Here's my phone number. If indirect being, hey, if you kind of want to know some information, if you want to dip your toe in the water, so to speak, here's what you can do. You can email me. I recommend you have two calls to action and two ways for people to contact you with every promotion that you send out. Again, very easy, very simple way. They basically choose the path, direct or indirect. And sincerely, obviously sign your name, okay? Now, some of you guys are probably thinking, well, what about cam spam? What about spam laws? What about blah, 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 blah? Here's the great thing. That only applies business to consumer. Cam spam does. It does not apply business to business. But if you really freaked out about it, I totally respect that and understand that, okay? So that's why I include that last line. If you're not interested, please respond with no thank you, and I will make sure you are not bothered by another one of our emails. That is the very first email that I send out to people. Okay? So understand, if they don't respond to this email, that's very easy and very simple for you to follow up. What you can do is you can send an email a week to 2 weeks afterwards. So let's say you're so motivated and powered up by this, right, that tomorrow you send out an email. So tomorrow, if my calendar is correct, is Wednesday. Okay, so you send it out on Wednesday, and actually tomorrow would be a great day to get in and start taking action for sure. You send the email out. They don't respond. Now what I would do is I'd probably follow up with them actually on Monday. And I would just simply take this very first email and I would change the subject line, and basically the subject line would be something like, did you get my email? Or did my email get lost? Or missing email, or something along those lines. And basically I would just add a little line up here that would say, let's say I was sending this to Tanner, right? Hey Tanner, I sent you an email last Wednesday. I haven't heard from you back. It's about your website and it's kind of important. Please, or attached is the first email I sent, please read it and get in contact with me as soon as possible. My whole goal there, okay, is to get them to contact me. Now, let me give you a couple more powerful strategies, okay? Actually, I'm going to stop for a second. Does anybody want to know how to take this a little deeper? I want to make sure that we take this as deep as possible. Yes. Jeff, okay, cool. I'll keep going here. Jeff asked a good question. Jeff says, what's the best way for getting email addresses? Well, Jeff, I use our Yellow Page scraper. That's why I had the thing built. That's why we offered it to you guys. We use the Yellow Page scraper. I use it every day in my business because, especially here in the U.S., it will give me a website so I can quickly look at the website. It can also give me their email address if it's provided to that. So just kind of understand that's what's going on with that. So I use the Yellow Page scraper. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to have Tanner get me a link so I can check out the Yellow Page scraper so I can show you guys live how it works on the webinar. So we'll get that for you guys, okay? And Richard says the Yellow Page scraper rocks, saves me a ton of time And money. Okay. And Andrew says, does the Yellow Page Scraper work in Canada? Yes, it works in the UK. It works in the US. It works in the UK, US, Canada, and Australia. Now,
okay, guys, hang on one second. We see a lot of people's questions coming in about the themes and how the ad shows 3 themes, but the OTO for the scrape for the themes only gives you 2. We only have the rights to provide you with those 2 themes that you can provide to your clients. Okay, we can't sell the 3rd theme. So you either edit the ad down to just offering one of the 2 themes, or you pick up another theme somewhere else, even a free one, and use that as your 3rd theme. I'll go ahead and post the link to those 2 themes in case you want to pick them up. And also, I'm going to go ahead and get the link for the scraper so Tim can show you guys that. So I'm going to go quiet again, and I'll get you guys those links.
Yeah, sorry guys for the confusion. I apologize about that. I have the ad edited for the swipe file. I just didn't post it up there. My mistake. But yeah, guys, I only use the 2 themes. Okay, why do I use the 2 themes? Because I actually found conversions went better when I did the 2 themes over 3 because they had less of a choice. Does that make sense? So just kind of understand it. A couple people are asking. What is the where can we find the Yellow Page Scraper? Tanner or Paula will put the Yellow Page Scraper link in the box. Again, I'm not telling you that to purchase it. Someone asked, hey, where do you get the email addresses? I use my Yellow Page Scraper because it saves me probably 10 hours a week. Okay? All right, fantastic. Okay, so that is what I like to do. Now, you guys, going back, we chased a rabbit hole. I apologize, okay? People said, well, how can you make it even powerful? What I like to do, and this isn't for everybody, but I highly recommend that if you they're like home of the $7 dinner, basically. And I take clients there all the time. I'm not talking about a fancy wine and dine type deal. I'm talking about something that is very easy and very simple to use, okay? So again, I like to take them to dinner, and that's what I do in the email. I just say subject line would be like free for lunch, right? Or free for dinner, or can I take you to dinner? No joke. And then what I would just basically say is, hey, Tanner, listen, I sent you this email. And you don't have to do this a second email. You could do it the 3rd email. You can say, Tanner, I've sent you 2 previous emails about your website and how I'm concerned about it. I think it's so important that we talk. I'm actually willing to give you a free ethical bribe. Can I take you to lunch? And then basically say, hey, look, here's what I want to do. I want to meet with you and take you to lunch, and talk about your website. I promise. I'm not going to hard sell you. I just want to talk about your website and what's currently going on with it. If you're interested, please respond and let me know what day works best for you. And again, guys, you got to eat anyway. It's a great way to meet local business owners, and it's a powerful way to kind of get your name out there. And it's low key. And here's the other reason why I like taking people to dinner, because of the fact they're stuck, right? It's like, hey, we ordered dinner. It's like, great. So what are you going to do? I mean, just sit there and look at each other? No, you got to talk. And when that happens, guys, don't be freaked out. Just have a conversation with a friend. So Tanner, right? Tell me about what's going on with you. Tell me about your business. How long have you been in business? Oh, okay. Well, your dad started it, right? And you basically just follow up a question with a question. One thing I like to do is make it as much about them and as little about me. And I find by doing that, I just ask a lot of questions like, so tell me how you got started in business. And then you start wide. Just imagine a funnel. You start wide and you go very, very specific. All right. And what I mean by that is, so we're talking about business, then I just be like, so Tanner, how long have you had that website? Oh, since 2007. Yeah. And then this is my magical question. Okay. I want you to write this question down because this question has made me a lot of money. Okay? All right? So just understand. This question has made me a lot of money. And I ask this question just like this. I go, Tanner, hey, let me ask you a question. What don't you like about your website? I'm going to say it again because I know it sounds simple, but it's powerful. Tanner, let me ask you a question. What do you not like about your website? Now, you may be thinking, well, God, that's a simple question. But let's talk about the phrasing and framing of that question. Did I say, Tanner, do you like your website? Did I say that? No, I said, Tanner, tell me what you don't like about your website. So I'm not asking them, do you like your website or do you not like your website? I'm asking them or telling them to tell me what's wrong with their website. Let me give you an example outside of internet marketing, right? I love my wife. We have a great relationship, okay? And if anyone asks, hey, how's your wife doing? Oh, fantastic. How's the marriage going? Awesome, great. But if someone were to come to me and say, hey, what don't you like about your wife, right? Or what don't you like about your marriage? They're not asking, how are things going? They're asking, okay, what I don't like about my marriage. So they're already pointing to fault and basically asking me to tell them what's wrong with my marriage. Do people understand? I mean, do you guys understand how powerful that is? I want to make sure you guys understand that. So you're asking them to tell you everything that's wrong with their website, and then guess what you do? First of all, I want to make sure. Do people understand how powerful that question is? I just want to make sure. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And basically, by them admitting to me that, hey, Tim, I don't like X, Y, and Z, right now I know what they don't like about their website. So guess what my solution is going to be? Well, you know, Tanner, you told me that you didn't like the fact that you guys don't have a video or a photo on your website. You know that I can do that for you, and it wouldn't be that difficult or time consuming to get that information for you. Or I don't like this, or I don't like that. Whatever they tell you, ladies and gentlemen, right? Whatever they tell you is wrong, guess what your solution is going to be? That exact thing. They're telling you right then, right there, I don't like these things. And guess what? When your solution matches the things they want to fix, do you think they're going to be more or less likely to buy? Absolutely. More likely to buy. Okay, cool. All right, so I want to make sure we're rocking and rolling. We've hit 2 of the 3 topics. This is pretty good. Holly says, "How did you get so good at this?" Holly, a lot of rejection and in dating was how I did it. Okay, good. All right, I'm glad you guys are liking it. This is awesome. We're definitely rocking and rolling. Okay, so let me tell you something that's really cool. Before I get into this next method, I want to stop for a second. And Tanner, if you'll shoot me the link that I need to enter that information in the chat, I'll be good to go. And I want to stop real quick. And I'm going to pause this for 2 seconds. I'm going to show you guys the yellow page scraper. Hold on 1 second, because someone asked about it, so I want to take 2 seconds. And some people are like, I never saw the yellow page scraper. I don't know how it works. I don't know all this. So we're going to just go ahead and we're going to make it rock right here for you. Okay. All right, so here we are. This is the fancy interface for the yellow page scraper. Very simple, very easy to use, okay? It's got the US, Canada, UK, and Australia. So I'm in the US, obviously, so I'm going to do the US. What I do is I simply go over here and somebody give me what they want me to search for in the city and state. Somebody do that. Yeah, I'm not doing Dallas strippers, Wayne. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, I can't. There you go. Gotcha. Okay. Botox, dentist. Okay, let's do that. Let's do dentist. Let's do dentist, and let's do my. And really, Tim, with your, I really can't spell Miami. I have to actually look at it. No, Miami, Florida, right? Yeah, probably not Miami, Texas. So then I hit the old submit button. Now, here's what happens. We have this set up on private proxy servers so that your IP doesn't get bothered, tracked, or anything. It's all of it is on us. So it does take a second to go pull the initial results, okay? And while it's pulling that, I want to give a caveat. It only supplies the information that is supplied to the yellow pages. So if someone gets a website between this yellow page ad and next yellow page ad, if it's not provided to the yellow pages, it's not going to be there. If they don't provide an email address, it's not going to be there, okay? I wish I could give you all the information, but I can't because it's only what the yellow page gets. I mean, that's fair and reasonable, right? Now, you see 2 things here, and I want to talk about both. It says we only return 10 records. It is basically saying here it's only showing you the 10 records. So out of these 10, you can see that 7 of them
have websites. So what I would do in the email method is I would simply copy the website and go take a look at them. But you also see total records found. So total records found 1586. So what happens is I go down here, right? I enter my email, okay, timandtanner@gmail.com. I click accept, bam. What happens is the scraper goes out, pulls all of those records, all 1,586 of them, and emails them directly to you, okay? And you get it just like this. You get the company, the address, the city, the state, the zip code, the phone, the website, and the email where provided. Here's why it's powerful, okay? You want to call them? There's their phone number. You want to visit their website? There it is. You want to send them a direct mail piece? You've got all that information. You want to stop by their place of business? You can do that. There's a ton of things that you can do with this Yellow Page scraper, okay? So I just wanted to show you that, okay? I wanted you to check it out and see exactly what happens. And the cool thing, like I said, is now I've got a listing of all the dentists in Miami, Florida. All I do is simply open up my file. I've got all their information there. I can copy and paste. And guess what? Let me give you another tip. I actually do this for my outsourcers, and they send those emails out, okay? So again, just kind of understand that. Someone's like, this is really cool. Where can I get the link? Tanner will pop the link in there for you, and we'll keep rocking and rolling, okay? And we got one more to go, and then we will be taking questions and going from there. Excuse me. Diane says, I love the Evelyn. The scraper is $37 for lifetime access. Now, let me tell you what's going to happen, Evelyn. We've actually got our guy working on this right now, and by, I'm going to say Sunday, everything should be up and running and 100% as far as it'll have some fancy graphics and stuff like that. And I'm just going to tell you, we're going to then change the offer. And by that, I mean, you're going to have two options. You're going to be able to pay us an initial payment of $37 and then $7 a month per use, or you can use a lifetime license for $97. So when we say it's a one-time offer with a special good deal, we're not BSing, okay? This is the only way to get lifetime access for $37. It'll never be cheaper, okay? It's not the point of the webinar. Evelyn just asked, okay? So $37 for lifetime access this week, or next week, lifetime access for $97. Susan, I'm not gonna confirm what day, but I will tell you this. I mean, basically, we're busy till Friday with the AppSumo guys, but as soon as I get home, we're changing the price. Beth, timandtanner@gmail.com. All right, you guys are asking great questions. Let's get rocking and rolling. Let's finish kind of things up, okay? All right, so here is another method, and I got to tell you, I love the Craigslist method. I love the email method, but I freaking love this next method because it's a lazy man or woman's dream. And by that, I mean I never have to leave my house to do prospecting. And this is a super duper powerful method, okay? Yes, Lynn, if you do have the Yellow Page scraper, it's already lifetime access. All right, my ADD is going away. I don't want to do that. Let's get going on the next one, okay? And this is very simple, video marketing, okay? And it's real simple, okay? You find a bad website, you know, like the crappy one we just showed you. You shoot a free video showing them what's wrong with their website, and then you make an offer to help, okay? Now, here's some tools that I personally use, okay? Now, let me be clear. I recommend Camtasia, okay? I use Camtasia. I love Camtasia. It's awesome and amazing, but it's also a little expensive, so I understand that. Now, it does come with a free 30-day trial. My recommendation is if you do Camtasia, get the 30-day free trial, make it pay for itself, okay? But if you can't or you don't want to do that, here's a couple other ones. Snagit, okay? And you just type in Snagit into Google, or Fast Stone Capture. Not a lot of people know about Fast Stone Capture, and I really feel like I should get a company share because I freaking love this tool. And the reason I love Fast Stone Capture over Snagit is that Fast Stone Capture, ladies and gentlemen, is a one-time fee of $20. Fast Stone Capture. And it's not an affiliate, by the way. They don't have an affiliate program, or if they did, I would own the company. But check this out, $19.95 to get a lifetime license. How awesome is that? Now you're like, well, Tim, I already have this thing, and what's so awesome about Fast Stone Capture? Well, let me show you some of the cool stuff that Fast Stone Capture can do, okay? All right? So if I want to capture this little certain area right there, bam, done, just that quick, okay? Now, let's say I wanted to take a JPEG, and I wanted to take a photo of it, and I was like, hey, I want to point something out. Then I go to the draw, then I do a little arrow here, and then, right, I make it as big as I want to, which I wish was only true in real life as it is in imaginary life, right? And you, I mean, oh, well, Tim, okay, that's cool, but I also want to write something on the page too. Right, your affiliate program sucks. Okay, bam, there you go. Now, obviously very crude drawing, but you get the idea. And that's not even the reason that I absolutely love FastStone. I love it for this little thing right here. You see, it's got a built-in screen recorder. Think about that for a second. For 20 American dollars, you get a built-in screen recorder. So if you absolutely have to be as as economical as possible, I definitely recommend that you do it. And the great thing about Fast Stone Capture, by the way, is that it has the ability to basically select the area that you want to record. That's awesome. And if I want to, I can insert a title clip at the beginning, right? So I could insert that, and I could just say, video review of Lubbock Beauty. I can't believe I almost misspelled beauty. Salon, Lubbock, Texas, by Castleman Consulting, LLC, 806, not going to happen. Right? Bam. It's done. I click start, and guess what? That appears at the beginning of my video. So that appears, and then bam, I'm recording right freaking now. And then when I'm done, I just hit the little stop button, and we're good to go. And it has a pause in it and everything. So there's a lot of cool things, and it simply saves. It saves as a window media file. It's a great program, okay? I've talked enough about it to tell you it's pretty cool. All right, so again, Snagit, I kind of recommend because they have the yearly updates. Fast Stone Capture, I really recommend. Ultimately, though, you want, in my opinion, you definitely want to go with Camtasia or that, okay? Then what I do is I shoot the video, okay, and I upload it to YouTube. Does anybody know why I upload it to YouTube? Any idea at all? I'm curious. Any idea at all? Let's see. Anybody got it? Anybody got it? There we go. Because it's trusted, it's the second largest, gives you authority. Well, let me ask you a question. If I said, hey, Holly, here's a video for you, and it's www. I've never heard of this website before in my entire life.com. I'm worried that it could be a virus or a scam. Or I said, hey, you can watch it on YouTube. Here's the link. What do you think is going to get a higher click-through rate? YouTube, right? I mean, does anybody not think that YouTube is? Right, of course. So you're basically, everybody knows about YouTube. Hell, my grandmother knows about YouTube, and she passed away 3 years ago. So if it's good enough for Grammy, it's good enough for me. All right, that's the model there. Okay, so I do that because it's a trusted deal. The other cool thing is it backlinks to their website, so they and their customers see it. So now I'm kind of ratcheting it up just a little bit, right? I'm ratcheting it up just a little bit because it's like, hey, if you want to ignore me, that's totally cool. I'm all right with that. But guess what? When I type in Lubbock Beauty Salon, guess what is going to be the first video result? Oh, my video of how bad your website sucks. Does anybody think that that might be just a little powerful to get a business owner's attention? Do you think that maybe a customer might mention that? Like, man, I Googled you and I saw this video about how bad your website was. Are you really still on MySpace? Like, who's on MySpace anymore? Really? Who does it? Graham says, might it piss him off? No, because my video is not jerky. Okay, I'm not a jerk about it. I'm just very professional. Okay, I'm just, hey, listen, hey Tim, this is Tim with Castleman Consulting LLC. I saw some things that were wrong with your website. Here's a few things that I wanted to point out and bring to your attention. Okay, but just understand that. Excuse me. All right. So here you can see I actually shot a video for that. Okay, it backlinks to the actual website. I always put a call to action plus my contact information in the description. And I recommend that you use this video slide at the end of it, okay, where you're able to get them to contact you. So do it at the beginning, do it at the end, okay? And then I send an email to the website owner after shooting the video, all right? By the way, everybody said hello, Neville. He can't hear you, but it'll be a virtual cheer. He just got back from pumping iron. Do you put on? Yeah, it's good, man. It's going good. All right, guys. Now, would anybody like to, let me show you this. This is the email, by the way, that I send to the clients, okay? The subject line is direct to the customer, by the way. Okay, the subject line is concerned about your website, okay? Hey, I came across your website at www, whatever it is, and I had a few concerns about it. Instead of writing the world's longest email, I shot a quick 3-minute video with a few critical things I noticed and need to be fixed. Right? Here's the link to your video. It's on YouTube, and then I have the link there. If there's any issues with the video, please let me know. Also, please let me know how I can help, and then my name. Again, a hypey, you got to do this or the world's coming to an end. It's like, hey, I have a real concern about your website. Instead of shooting or writing you the world's longest email, I shot you a quick 3-minute video. So it's only going to take 3 minutes of their time, and they can watch it on YouTube. How powerful is that, right? That's pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with that. That's not bad. I mean, basically, you're shooting a quick video. By the way, the video, keep it under 5 minutes. Here's my suggestions for the video. Keep it under 5 minutes. Tell them 75% of the stuff that's wrong, and then have a little thing like, now look, these are only a few of the things that I noticed with your website. If you'd like to know the rest of them, please feel free to contact me. I'll be more than happy to tell you. Because again, the whole goal is I just want them to contact me. All right, I want them to contact me, and I want them to initiate that conversation. All right? Now, let me also show you this, okay? This is not a method that I have tested a ton, but it is a method that I know is effective because I've got a friend doing it, and it works very, very well. Some of you guys are like, well, what if the business owner hates you? Well, what if the business owner sends you a bad email? It's like, if a business owner honestly sent me a bad email, which I've never had, I would just tell them, dude, right, male or female, they all respond to dude, right? Dude, I was just trying to help you out. My mistake. I'll take care of it. Okay? So, but this is a different way. If you're really worried about that, you could do this. You could set up a not a hoax, but like another Gmail account, basically, that people that basically is used for this purpose. And by that I mean you have a neutral third party. So imagine Tim, and then imagine an imaginary Tanner. Okay, and basically Tanner, this imaginary person, would email them about their website with a copy of the video. So check this out, right? Video of your website on YouTube, which by the way is an awesome subject line to use no matter what, right? Hey, I saw this video of your business and your website on YouTube. Is it true what they're saying about your website? ... right? And then the link to the YouTube video in John. Now, in all actuality, Tim is John. But what this does is, this is like someone coming to the rescue and going, hey, I noticed that your house is on fire. Right? And they come out like later, it's like, well, he's actually the guy that set the house on fire, but you don't know that initially, and it doesn't get any ill will towards me as the website person, because this neutral third party. Does that understand? Do you guys understand that? Right? Do people see the powerfulness, I guess, if that's even a word, of it? Basically, instead of me going, hey, your website sucks, now you've got this imaginary third party going, hey, you might want to look at this. Someone's talking some ish about your website, and basically some things that are going on from that. Yeah. Cosmo says, I don't understand. Okay, Cosmo. So instead of Cosmo, you emailing me and going, hey, Tim, here's this video about your website, right? An imaginary person, let's just call him John, emails and goes, hey, I saw this video about your website. Is it true what they're saying about you and your website? Check the video out here. The person is imaginary, But the video showcases the same problems as video number 1, but it's not coming directly from me. I'm not telling you your website sucks. Imaginary John, who strangely never answers his email, does. Okay? And again, the reason that's powerful is, I didn't come to you and tell you your website sucks. I put it up there on YouTube. I'm so glad you contacted me. It switches the position. Yeah, Holly, right? But why would they hire you? Well, Kathy, because I'm telling them what's wrong with their website. You go to a doctor and you go, Doc, I'm sick. And he goes, well, here's the things that are wrong with you. Here's how I can fix them. How many of you guys go, nah, Doc, I'm going to go talk to somebody else? I mean, you took the time to diagnose and prescribe me, but I'm not going to follow your regimen. Does everybody understand that? Okay. Would you guys like to see another way? Would you guys like to see another way that's even more powerful and not as shenanigan-y? That's a word, by the way, shenanigan-y, than this one? Okay. All right. Let's rock and roll. Let's do this one. Okay. This one I use all the time, and it's absolutely powerful. Okay? I send the same exact email as email number 1. Concerned about your website. Hey, I came across your website, insert the website there, and had a few concerns about it. Instead of writing the world's longest email, I shot a quick 3-minute video to critical things, blah, blah, blah. Here's the link to YouTube or video. It's on YouTube. There's the link. If you have any issues with the video, please let me know. Also, let me know how I can help. Now, will anybody tell me what is different about that video? Anybody at all? Anybody at all? You're offering help. There we go. Yeah, you can't know, Miss Roach. You can't let it out of there, right? This is kind of funny. I have no idea why I'm actually doing this video of all videos, but it's funny, so I'm just going to do it. Okay. So one of the favorite R&B authors that I like, believe it or not, is Drake. All right. I don't know why. I just do. So if I like this Drake video, okay, and I want to share it, I just go down here and I click this little share button, and it gives me this cool little unique URL directly to this this video. So if I type it there, bam, guess what? It goes to the Drake headlines video. But guess what happens, by the way, if I just take the same information, okay, so the same URL, and I take out just the last 2 characters. So the last 2 characters, and then I hit enter. Check out what happens. An error occurred during validation. So what that means is that YouTube couldn't find the video. Think about that for a second. So I send the very same email, but I intentionally send them a broken link. Well, Tim, why would you do that? Well, let me ask you a question. You got 2 options here. Option A is you pick 100 businesses you want to work with. You shoot a 5-minute video for each of them, so you're up to 500 minutes. You edit, you upload them. So let's just say that takes you another couple hours. So let's just say you're up to 1,000 minutes total. Or you send them an email with a broken link to the video, and then what happens is they click on the video, it doesn't work. I tell them, if there's any issues with the video, please let me know. So guess what? They let me know, and then I shoot the video. So I send out the same 100 emails, but maybe I only get 2 or 3 people that email me back the first time. Well, instead of having to shoot 100 videos, ladies and gentlemen, I've now cut your workload down by 97%. Because you only shoot videos for the interested people and the parties that people are interested. You guys love it. Yeah, I love that. That's sneaky. That's sneaky. That's sneaky. So I'm only working with people that are interested. So if that happens, Tanner emails me back and goes, hey, genius, the link doesn't work. Then I shoot the video for Tanner. Right then, right there. It's only going to take me 5 minutes. This saves you a ton of time. A ton of time. A ton of time. Sneaky number 2 is the bomb. Absolutely. Isn't it? How awesome is that? See, you talk to a guy who's lazy, right? And he finds a way to make it work. That's for sure.
George says, well, won't the new link be totally different? Yeah, George, if you're worried about that, hey, Tanner, thanks so much. Not sure what happened. I just uploaded the video again for you. Here's the new link. That's real easy, real simple, and believable, right? Broken links happen all the time. Hey, I don't know what happened with that last link, so I just re-uploaded the video. Here's the new link. Right? So understand, it's always believable. That's Ninja. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. All right, so here's the deal, okay? In about 2 minutes, I'm going to take question and answer, and we can talk about anything and everything, okay? But I want to let you guys know about something. Again, I'm going to take 3 minutes of your time, and then we're going to get to question and answer, okay? I've shown you 3 complete methods for getting your first offline client. We recapped the Craigslist method. I showed you the email method, and I showed you the Sneaky Ninja Awesome video method, okay? You have the framework, but let's face it. There's the problem, right? Because this is just lead generation stuff, okay? What about like other low cost and free ways to get your first offline client, okay? How about how to properly sell your prospects? Anybody here, honestly, afraid of selling a little bit, worried about going out there and embarrassing yourself? I have a way that I like to sell my offline clients that's not douchey, that's not hard sell, and basically puts their best interest at heart while they willingly allow me to sell them, okay? Now, also, what about hiring outsourcers? Now, outsourcers are amazing and awesome, but I can tell you, and Tanner can tell you too, I've lost thousands of dollars when I first got started with horrible outsourcers because I did not know how to hire them correctly, okay? And what about proper SEO techniques you need to rank your offline customer websites? This is something that's even more critical now because Google Places and Google Plus are integrating. Okay, so you're not able to game the system as much with the Google local market as you once were. All right, so here's the solution. 5 weeks ago, I did a program. It's done. It finished up called the Offline Case Study. What we did was we did 5 weeks of live webinar training. Okay, the 5 weeks covered lead generation, offline sales, offline outsourcing, local SEO, and taking it to the next level or back-end sales funnels. Okay, now, here's the deal. I'm willing tonight to give you guys the recording so you get immediate access to all 5 weeks of the offline case study, okay? Plus, to make sure it's really awesome and we get all your questions answered, we're actually going to do a live Q&A session Wednesday, June 20th. So not only do you get access, you don't have to wait the 5 weeks like everybody else did, okay? You get those live recordings of the live training that have Q&A and everything, but I'm actually going to do a live Q&A session just like the one we're on right now, Wednesday, June 20th. So you have plenty of time to go through the information, come back and go, hey, I have a question about week 2 when it comes to offline sales. I have a question about X. I have a question about Y. Okay, week 1 is lead generation. I'll share with you 3 different ways that you can start getting offline clients with little to no out-of-pocket expense. Let me ask you, does that sound familiar? Does that maybe sound like what we covered tonight? You see, ladies and gentlemen, I just did for you week 1 of the offline case study, right? I just did week 1, showed you what week 1 was. And you guys are talking about what an awesome, tremendous value it is, how sneaky it is, right? How awesome it is that you can be in your home and get offline clients. So you guys got to get a little peek. I basically gave you week 1 for free tonight. Okay? Now, week 2 is Offline Sales 101. I'm going to lay out my entire sales system. I laid it all out. And I basically tell people, here's how I get consistent results that doesn't rely on a single hard sell or manipulative technique, okay? If you're like me and a little bit introverted, or maybe you're shy when it comes to selling, I'm with you. I'm the same way. I've never had a professional sales job in my entire life. I'm 100% self-trained, and it's really through sales and observation that I have learned the stuff that works and doesn't work in the local market. Week 3, right, we talked about offline outsourcing. I shared with them my personal Rolodex. I gave them my hiring templates, whether it's hiring people for websites, videos, emails. I mean, whatever it is, you get my hiring templates. And I showed them the exact templates on how to hire people correctly to ensure flat out that you don't get screwed and taken to the cleaners when it comes to the cost. So my people stay on time and they stay on budget. Okay. Week 4, right? I talked about local SEO. I showed them how they could regularly get their sites using totally white hat methods, right, to the top of Google. And I don't have to spend a lot of time or money to do it. The last client that I did SEO, I charged them several $100s for a project that cost me less than $50 to accomplish. And then week 5, I talked about taking it to the next level. And that's basically, look, once you've sold them the website, here's everything else you can sell them. Here's how you can sell them online services. Here's how you can sell them offline services. Okay. In addition to that, I also had special guests along the way. I had Brian Johnson when it came to SEO. Right, we have Steve Rosenbaum when it came to back-end sales funnels. Right, we included experts along with my training to make sure that you guys got the most powerful things from it. Okay, so you not only got my advice, you got the experts' advice. Okay, now the other thing I want to explain to you: this isn't just working for me. We had several people in the class land their first offline client within the confines of the class. In fact, after I taught them the same stuff I taught you today, a lot of people posted a Craigslist ad, made a video, and landed their first paying offline client. Okay, so just kind of understand that. Now, you may be wondering how much. Okay, when we did the offline case study, okay, we sold it, it was live, it was a single payment. Okay, but for what you guys is because it's the recording, we're actually reducing the price. So not only do you not have to wait 5 weeks to go through the training like everybody else did, you get immediate access to everything. The templates, the recordings. You could spend as much time as you want this as soon as the webinar is over, okay? So you get it instant, you get it access. Plus, we're doing the live Q&A on the 20th where you guys will be able to talk to me directly and answer any and all questions. So really, you get the benefit of having the class all at once, plus you get the live Q&A. You get everything everyone did in the first place, but it cost you even less than it did them. So I guess I could do the guru thing, and I could count down from $1 million and be like, it's not 1 million, it's $500,000, but I'm not going to do that, okay? You get the 5 weeks of recording training, plus our special guest, plus my swipe materials, my done-for-you solutions, my personal Rolodex, and access to the experts, not to mention the live Q&A on the 20th for a single payment of $67. And you get that at timandtanner.com/OCS, timandtanner.com/OCS, timandtanner.com/OCS. All right. So with that, I promised you guys that you need to enroll today to get access, immediate access, and sign up for the question and answer webinar on the 20th at timandtanner.com/OCS. And with that, let's take some questions. Let's do that. I'm going to catch a breath, get a drink, inhale, and then we're going to rock and roll on some questions.
Awesome. Okay, guys. How awesome was that? Did Tim just nail it with those 3 strategies he showed you? That is just the tiniest little bit of what you guys are going to get inside the 5-week training. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I was kind of hounding Tim about producing something more for the webinar tonight, because I wanted him to show this week 1. It's so awesome. And the other 4 weeks of content, plus the 3 additional expert training webinars, are just as killer. Tons of cool stuff, and you're going to love it. I swear. It's killer. Okay, so I know we're going to do questions, so go ahead and fire them off. I know you asked a bunch of questions earlier on, but we've been scrolling through, and I know you guys have not got them answered yet, so please type them back in. I will get to them as soon as I can. We'll scroll through them. If we do miss your question, I'm sorry. Go ahead and type it in again. It's not intentional. There's just a lot of people on the call and a lot of questions to answer. So with that, I'm going to let Tim grab one more quick drink, and I'm going to pick the first question. You ready?
Hit me with it.
Okay, so first up, Joel wants to know, how many emails do you have to send out to get some traction? Meaning 2 to 3 customers a week. Do you not email on certain days?
Joe, great question. I would tell you not to email on Mondays and Fridays, because Mondays they're thinking about, oh crap, all the stuff I got to get done. And Fridays they're thinking about, oh crap, the weekend's here, I'm about to get drunk. So I only do Tuesday through Wednesday. How about Tuesday through Thursday? Sorry, I'm on an AppSumo high, I guess. And what I like to do is, and I recommend everybody do this, pick 100 clients and basically work with those 100 clients and contact them over and over again. And what I mean by that is very simple, and that is basically just go ahead, say, hey, I want to work with these 100 clients, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to contact them directly, and I'm going to set up a launch calendar or a contact calendar, right? So today I'm going to email 10 people. Tomorrow I'm going to, or you know what, make it easy. 30. So 30 emails, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. then I don't hear from them again. Next Tuesday, I'm emailing all those people. Next Wednesday, I'm emailing all those people. Next Thursday, I'm emailing all those people. So that's what I like to do when it comes to that. I tell you to do 100. Why 100? Well, if I told you to do 1,000, you'd never do it. If I told you to do 1, you'd think I was nuts. So just do 100, okay? That's my recommendation to you.
Okay, next question. Holly wants to know, hi Holly, she wants to know, will you cover closing on the course? Like, how do you close your prospects and, all that soft selling stuff that you're good at?
Yeah, Holly, definitely. And Holly also asked, hey, do you take an iPad? No, I don't. Holly, I don't take anything with me. A lot of times, if they want to see something, they'll have a website there. But no, I do. I go through the whole sales process. I talk about how you find out exactly what they want. I talk about how to overcome objections. I talk about how to close them. But the cool thing is, guys, I do it in a way that's not, I have no other way to say it than this, okay? So please don't take offense. But it's not douchey. It's not hard sale. I'm not slick back, plastic shoes, used car sale guy. I'm just like, hey, if you want it, great. If you don't want it, great. And I basically teach you the mindset behind it, which I think is important for salespeople, but also the step-by-step process that you need to be successful.
Okay, so next question. Oh, it just went by me. Hang on. You guys are typing too fast for me. 1 second. Okay, this is a very important question. Jason Stepp wants to know, he said, since the Q&A is truly about anything and everything, I want to know about the car full of bourbon he got in Atlanta.
Yeah, that's a great question. They never sent it to me. In fact, you guys need to start an email campaign to Brian to ship that to me. And basically, yeah, they never sent it to me. Had they sent it to me, I would have an empty car full of bourbon right now. But they never sent it to me, so I guess I'm not.
So no bourbon for Tim. We'll have to find him some here in Austin. Okay, Wayne has a question. I'm not understanding why anyone would pay for a website with a bunch of ipsum lorem dolorum stuff. How do you get the client to end up paying for a site with content?
Well, what I have them do, Wayne, and great question, is I simply have them contact me, and I make them provide the information, okay? So part of the deal is, here's why you're getting the website so cheap. You have to contact me and give me your business information. So they do all the work. So the only reason, guys, and I see a bunch of people, and I'm just going to be honest, getting wrapped around the axle about, well, 2 themes, 3 themes. The only reason I have the themes there, guys, is so they can see that what a website looks like. It doesn't matter if you use 2, 3, 1. It just does not matter. What I recommend that you do, though, is you basically make them provide the content. Now, I could have said, hey, if you don't want to, Michael, I'll be more than happy to do the content for you for an additional charge. Okay, and people will pay that. People think, oh, they won't pay for that. Yes, they will. If I sat down and interviewed you for 30 minutes or 60 minutes and had all the information I need for the website, that's powerful to business owners because they get to save time and money.
Great. Now, Rich wanted to know that he said, I've never even contacted a client or done any kind of web services for anybody. Do I need to do a test client first, or can I just start with a real client?
Well, Rich, this was, I mean, here's what I tell you, okay? You can go 2 ways, okay? You can basically do your own website first. So you could build your own branding website if you wanted to. The reason you would do that is very simple. You get an experience with outsourcing, you get an experience with picking themes, you get experience basically setting everything up, and you go and you test on yourself. What I would recommend that you do is don't delay, right? I mean, let's be honest. No one is expecting a Picasso for $249. Okay, so what you could simply do is say, hey, listen, it's $249. Here's what's going to happen, and people are understanding. As long as you're upfront with them. The only time I ever get into problems with clients is if I tell them, or I don't tell them that there's a problem. But I've had clients where it's like, okay, hey, there's this issue popped up. This is what's going on. I apologize. Here's the delay. So if you're really worried about it, do a website for yourself or a nonprofit. And if that doesn't work, then simply just do one for somebody else. That would be my recommendation to you.
Great. Now, Evelyn, I'll go ahead and answer this one. Evelyn said, as far as hosting goes, is that part of the $249, or is that an additional charge that I ask from the client? Evelyn, what we typically do is, actually always, the hosting is never included in the $249, but we do one of 2 things. we have a reseller account with HostGator, so we can set them up with their own cPanel and private access and then sell them hosting. And if we do that, if we're going to sell them hosting, we don't do it for anything less than $50 a month because it's an inconvenience to us to have to do hosting. Otherwise, we will point them towards, towards HostGator or Bluehost with an affiliate link and let them go get their own hosting somewhere else. Or they can get their own hosting anywhere and provide us with the cPanel access, and our outsourcer will do the install. But hosting should not be included, and you can always use that as an upsell or additional revenue stream. Okay, so next question. Would you advise getting a new domain for this project, or can you use an existing domain or put the websites on a subdomain? Keith wants to know.
Okay, Keith, now are you talking about websites you build for people? Because if you're talking about websites that you're building, what I would do is I'd get a development website. So, KeithDev.com / AppSumo, if you're building AppSumo's website. Or, basically whatever website you're working on, they just have their own domain that they can check or their own page. That's what I recommend that you do. Now, you can use their existing domain. That's perfectly fine. But what I like to do is for instance, my mom's sewing machine shop, right? She sells sewing machines. She does sewing machine repair and sewing classes. So if I could get like LubbockSewingClasses.com, LubbockSewingMachineRepair.com, LubbockSewingMachines.com, I would register all those and point those domains to her. That's what I would do.
Okay, so Kay said, do we have to have reseller hosting, or can we do an add-on domain? Kay, you don't want to do an add-on domain because this is a client site and you want it to be on their own hosting. And so in case they quit, paying you or whatever, anything you want, you just want it all on their own deal. You don't want the client site on your own add-on domain thing. So always go with the reseller account or just have them get their own hosting separate of you. It's not worth having their site on your domain, especially in case they start doing crazy bandwidth usage and stuff and it damages the rest of your websites.
Yeah, Tanner, let me answer this question because, Joe, I think it's a good one. Is there any risk that we don't request a deposit for the website design for $249? Well, yes, there is a risk. But really, what do you have involved? I mean, honestly, what do you probably have? Maybe an hour of time, an outsourcer, maybe a couple bucks. So, yeah, there's a little bit of risk. But, guys, like I talk about in the report, my whole goal isn't to sell a $249 website, although that's exactly what I did, and I was perfectly fine with that, okay? My goal is I want to sell them the website that they need. All I'm trying to do is get a customer to come to me and say, I'm interested in buying a website, and that's it. And then we determine, and this is what I teach in week 2 with the offline sales process, right? We determine what exactly their need is. Maybe they need a video. Maybe they need a capture form, right? Maybe they need this, that, and the other, okay? So you have to understand that's the whole goal. It's not just to sell them the basic bottom line website. It's the website that they actually want and need and are willing to pay for. So, Kay wants to know what do you recommend paying outsourcers? Yeah, Kay wants to know, hey, what do you recommend paying outsourcers? It's a great site, especially since clients do not pay up front. Kay, I'd work out a deal with them. Most websites, are really going to cost you like maybe anywhere from on the low end. You're talking. I've had websites done for as low as $25. Simple websites, obviously, nothing crazy. The most I think I've ever spent on a website's $350, but that was a pretty in-depth website that we had built.
Okay, so Matthew wants to know, just to clarify, guys, we're not doing a fancy website here. For $249, all you're doing is basically setting up the site for them, and you're having an outsourcer do that. You're not adding content. You're not doing SEO. You're not doing graphics. You're not doing anything fancy. All you're doing is just getting your foot in the door, and all that extra stuff is the upsell. If you guys look at the Easy Offline Formula report, it shows how Tim landed the one client for $247, but immediately got him to pay him $380 up front. That's because he upsold them to a couple additional things in addition to $50 a month of hosting. $50 a month of hosting is nuts for us, but for a lot of offline clients who really don't want to deal with it and don't care, it's just easier to not have to stress about it. But all they're getting for the $249 is just the basic install. If they want anything extra, you upsell them that, or you offer a more advanced service. you're not going to do a whole ton of work for that kind of price because you're not going to make any money once you outsource it.
Yeah, and Scott says, I like this. Scott says, I like the idea of interviewing clients for content information, and then you can upsell the video business, thank you, welcome, from the business owners themselves, and host it on YouTube, rank it, post it in the homepage. That's another grand. All this done at the same time in the initial content interview, plus time saving, plus doing a business walkthrough or incorporate owner video. Absolutely. And that's exactly right, Scott. And you can even offer it as an additional service. So you could say, look, you can do it yourself, or you can have the white glove treatment, basically, and the white glove service. And basically, we'll do it for you. Andrew, let me address this. Isn't 249 to 380 a small potato upgrade? It seems like the target for website development should be much higher. Andrew, this is a method that I use to get my very first offline client with no experience, no portfolio, no anything. Is it where I'm going to stay forever? Absolutely not. Is it a starting point? Absolutely it is. Okay? And actually, the product went from 249 to 500. So I doubled the sell, but he gave me 2 one-hour massages at his massage studio, and that's what we did. So I doubled the sell, Andrew. So it went from 100 to 200%. I think if you asked anybody if they'd like to double their profits. And again, guys, it's a starting point. It's not an ending point. It doesn't have to be there in the same way forever.
Okay, Nick would like to know if you would quickly recap the offer because he came on halfway through it and didn't hear the entire deal.
Yeah, sure. Real quick, Nick, I'll do it for you and a few other people that I see are asking. Okay, what it is you guys are going to get 5 weeks of the live training that I did. Okay, you're going to get the access to the recording. Okay, understand it's already done. It's already in the bag. The recordings are already up along with our swipe file, our done for you solution, everything like that. So week 1 is lead generation. I actually just through week 1, that was my gift to you guys where I taught you the 3 methods that you can start. And so if you guys got results from week 1, imagine the results you're going to get from week 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So week 1 is I share the 3 different ways you can start getting offline clients with little to no out-of-pocket expense. Okay. Week 2, offline sales. Okay. I laid out my entire sales system that produced consistent results and didn't rely on a single technique or a hard sell technique or manipulative technique. Okay. Hard selling is done with. Okay. It's soft. It's very matter of fact, but it's a proven system that's worked for me in selling. Okay. Week 3 is this. I talk about offline outsourcing. I talk about my outsourcers. I tell you, hey, this is who I use for this. Here's my hiring template to use for that. Okay. Week 4, we talk about local SEO. With Google Places and Google Plus integrating, local SEO, in my prediction in 2012 and beyond, is going to make a comeback. Okay, and you're going to need to make sure that you have a good grasp for local SEO, especially if you want to offer that service. Okay, and then week 5 we talked about back end blueprints, which are sales funnels that you can do for other people and basically how to sell them additional products and services. In addition to that, okay, we had live training, okay, for that. So you get the 5 weeks of recording, you get my swipe file, my done for you solutions, you get all of that stuff. Plus, you also get my experts. We had Brian Johnson and Steve Rosenbaum and John Jonas. All those guys were interviewed for this, and they're included in the members area. So you get an expert on outsourcing, on back-end sales funnels, and local SEO. Now, when we did this live, we charged a lot more, okay, but because it's the recordings, right, you get it for just a single payment of $67. And you can get that at timandtanner.com/OCS. So I hope that answers the question.
Okay, Keith was curious about mobile websites. Should that be included, or should we do mobile as an upgrade?
I would definitely do mobile as an upgrade. First of all, I'd buy a theme that's mobile supported and approved. But if for some reason you can't, or they want a different thing, get a mobile. Just get a mobile theme and charge them more money for it. Hey, do you want this accessible to mobile websites? Yeah, absolutely, I do. Okay, or mobile, phones. Yeah, okay. Well, we can do that for X number of dollars. That's real easy, real simple to do.
Chuck, yeah, you can use a plug-in for the mobile website creation if you want to. That's totally cool. It's really, whatever you guys want to use or are comfortable with is fine. There's no one set system to how you can do your upgrades. Mike, great question. So when do we collect the $249 fee, before or after they get the theme? Well, they're not.
I get it. What I do is I like to get it. I like to get it when the website is done and they're approved. Okay. So you can also do this, guys. I'll just give you this. You can also go 50-50. So, hey, look, here's the deal. I need $125 to get started. That's going to cover the cost of getting everything set up. Okay. And, well, $125 when you're done. You can do it either way. I want it to be as easy and as no-brainer as possible. So basically, hey, let us build you a website. It's not going to cost you any money until you're happy with it. Okay, but if you're not comfortable with that, charge them $125. It does not matter. It's totally up to you what you want to do.
Matthew, can you clarify your question a little bit for us? We'd be happy to answer it. It's just what specific method are you talking about? Evelyn, yes, we do use a contract. It's just a basic general agreement that you can find online. LegalZoom has them. There's free ones out there. Just a basic general contract that outlines exactly what you're going to do and what the customer is expected to do, and then you both sign it. Nothing crazy and nothing expensive, but it just kind of keeps everybody on their toes and lets everybody know that both sides are protected. Joyce, as far as how they can pay you, any way you can accept payment. You can do check, PayPal, cash, or if you're really cool, you can get one of those new credit card swipers that plug into your iPhone, like Square or even PayPal has one now, and they're awesome. They just plug right into the headset jack of your iPhone, and you can swipe the credit card through it, process it on your phone, and it's instantly in your account. That's one of the best ways you can do it, and it's very professional. Giles, yes, the themes must be used on WordPress. WordPress themes are for the WordPress platform only. Okay, Keith had a question. Could you please explain again the example you used? If this was your mom's site, would you buy 3 domains and send them all back to her main site?
Yeah, that's what I would do. Or the other thing you could do, Keith, is you could set up individual mini websites that link back there. So I could just set up, like on LubbockSewingClasses.com, I could just set up a calendar that would just have classes of sewing, right? So what that would be cool to do is, now I've got 4 domains, I could really occupy the top 4 spots. Okay, you include a video on YouTube, now you're talking about 5 spots, right? You include some local listings through Yahoo Local and stuff like that. Maybe you're talking 5 or 6 spots. So imagine the first 10 spots in Google, and you own the top 5 or 6. Okay, so you could definitely do that. That would be very easy.
Okay, Rick had a question about the scraper. When you do a search for the scraper and you get a lot of results, the more results that they have to go out there and get, the longer it's going to take to show up in your email, because it doesn't grab them all at once, because that would piss off the Yellow Page website and the scraper would no longer work. So it grabs them a little at a time, and then once it's completed all of them, put them into a file, it will email them to you. So sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Now, okay, sorry guys, questions are coming in, we're trying to catch up on them. 1 second.
Kay asked, at what point do you get a contract signed for the website service? Had to step away, so I may have missed this. Well, Kay, I usually, it's all done via email, okay? And if they want to be hardcore and get a contract signed, then I get that before I get the cash, or I get that when I get the cash. Typically, though, guys, I do a lot of my stuff via email. There's a good paper trail. My lawyer says it's fine. So I wouldn't worry about that. It's like, and I don't even call it a contract. I call it a letter of agreement. So, hey, I got this letter of agreement. I'm going to send it over to you, Kay. Please do me a favor, print it out, sign it, scan it, mail it back to me, fax it, email, send a homing pigeon, whatever it is that you want. So that's definitely good. Thelma, yes, there is training on the scraper. There's a how-to video that shows you exactly how to do it. And, Thelma, on the 19th, we are actually doing a live Q&A for everyone who buys the scraper. And we're going to actually show them a few methods that were not taught here tonight, okay? And basically go through and walk through the scraper and answer any and all questions. Yeah, Esther, timandtanner@gmail.com. Denny says the scraper is very cool. Love the email functionality. Absolutely. Hunter asks, with your initial contacts with clients, do you use a personal type email address or your business? I use personal. I just use my personal email address. I mean, that's what I use for business and personal.
Okay, Evelyn had a question about the WordPress themes and working with a client. What about images and stuff like that? Well, Evelyn, if the client gives you images and they pay you extra to upload them, you can do that. Or if they pay you to go out and go find them from a royalty-free image site, you can do that as well. But that's an extra service. Again, you're charging them more to do that. You're just getting your foot in the door with the cheap service. Okay, guys, so we're going to do just a couple more questions, and then we're going to get out of here. Tim and I are in Austin with the AppSumo guys, and we need to get off of here and go have some dinner because we've got a contract meeting later that we need to talk about, and we can't be here all night, so we want to answer the best questions that you have. If you have another killer question, type it in there. The best ones will get answered right now.
Yes, Ted. There will be a replay made available. I'm not going to say when it's going to be available because I just don't know. It's going to take us some time, and frankly, we want to respect the AppSumo guys' time to ensure that we get the most from our time together. Joe says, are you posting full mini sites or just a domain with a redirect to the main site? Joe, if I own several domains and I just redirect it to the main site, absolutely I'll do that. If I want to set up 4 mini sites, I'll do it. It really depends on what the customer wants, Joe. Yeah, yes, it is email, web-based. Someone's asked about that. Well, the scraper, is it web-based? Yes, it is web-based. So, and someone asked, well, how often is it updated? Well, if it breaks, we update it. We make sure that it's running every day. We've got a full-time support staff, and we've also got a full-time programmer working on it. Beth, hit us up, timandtanner@gmail.com. We'll get you taken care of. Joe, I recommend, Joe says, with the scraper, do you recommend a city, a region, or an entire state? Joe, do a city or a small region. Don't do an entire state. It'll take too long for you, and I wouldn't recommend it. If they want a domain, how do you go about it? Do you make them buy their own domain, and can you make off a Igor? I would actually just get it through you, or if they want to own it, that's fine. Get an affiliate link for her, like Namecheap, and just say, okay, click through here to buy your deal. I've done that before, so you make the affiliate commission. I'm also okay with you hosting or basically owning the domain. Wants to know any hot niches. Like Tanner, when I read that first, I was like, Hunter, how dare you? This is a family webinar. I was like, oh, niches, totally got that. Hunter, right now construction is making a comeback. Real estate is also making a comeback. Dentist, I've been getting a lot of calls for dentists lately too. But just professionals that are trying to get their information out there. Is there a link leading to the scraper that you are referring to? Yes, Ted, it is in the chat. I will post it again in the chat.
Wayne, everybody's going to see that know that the lorem ipsum text does not work. That's why you make it clear to them up front that all they have to do is edit the pages inside their WordPress dashboard to change the text, or if they want you to do it, then you do that for a fee. But yes, they're going to know right away, and you're not going to try to tell them that dummy text is going to work. It's just there as a placeholder.
Yeah. Guys, listen. We're going to end it here in just a minute, and I want to tell you a couple things before we do. One, the scraper price is definitely going to go up. Tanner, I think wanted to punch me when I told him we'd wait till we got back to Lubbock. So it's probably going to go up here within the next 48 hours. So just fair warning. I want to be cool with you guys and up front. I'll give you at least time to get the replay out, but I just want to let you know that. Okay. Also, the offline case study stuff, we're closing that out. We're going to close that out on Sunday because the webinar training is next week. So I want to make sure you guys have time to go through that. Okay, so just let you know that. Yes, there'll be a replay and stuff like that. But let's talk for a second. Let's just have a heart-to-heart with good old Uncle Tim here for just a second, okay? Here's the deal. Often in life, we make bigger issues of things that really aren't, okay? And some of you guys are like, well, what about the 3 themes to the 2 themes? Not a big issue. Well, what about the lorem ipsum text? Not a big issue. Guys, bottom line is this. With no website, with no experience, with no sales knowledge, with no portfolio, with conceivably everything that is against you and I was able to post that ad and go out and get a Craigslist customer. And the great news is this: you can do the exact same thing. Are you going to mess up? Yes, you are. You know what happens when you mess up? You fix it. You fix it and you move on. It's okay. We're never going to be as perfect as we want to be, and that's okay. The key is that you guys act. Whether you decide to invest in yourself and your future with the offline case study, that's up to you. You get to live with that decision, right? You can continue doing as you're doing each and every day now, or you can make a choice to invest in yourself and change what you're doing. That's up to you. You get to live with the results. But here's what I will promise you. If you go out there, you hustle, you get your links posted, you shoot your videos, you send your emails, you're going to have success, and a lot more success than you would just thinking and daydreaming about it. Don't try to solve every problem before it is a problem. You know, it's like the guy that goes, well, we had a guy do some consulting, goes, well, Tim, look, when I have 20 clients and I've got this resale account and that resale account and this blah, blah, blah. And we're like, well, how many clients do you have now? Well, none. Get the 20 clients, create the problem, then find the solution for it. Okay. If you're looking to get your first offline client, if you're looking at how to sell, you're looking at how to outsource, do SEO, right, to set up back-end sales funnels and to land that client, this is the training for you. You're never going to see it cheaper than this. Okay. And the time is now. You guys saw how awesome the first week content was. And again, you get immediate access. So you don't have to wait the 5 weeks like everybody else did. You get immediate access to it. So with that, I'm done. I want to answer one more question, and then we're going to roll and have fun.
Okay, Mike has the last question we're going to answer. So my question, so we buy a local keyword-rich domain, set up the theme on that domain, and link to their original website, or just disregard their original website and start a new one if you're using one of the other methods?
Mike, it's totally up to the customer. I let the customer make that decision. Hey, I've got this domain, but I don't like it. Well, it looks like we're getting a new domain. Hey, I've got this domain, and I freaking love it. Well, it looks like we're using that one. So I would just tell you to do whatever it is that your customer wants. Hey, do you like this domain, or would you like to get another one? Oh, I'd like to get another one. Okay, and also what's available. You know, if your guy's plastic surgeon and bestLAplasticsurgeon.com is available, maybe that would be a good way to do that. I do want to answer one other question. Hunter says, how do you get an image of the two websites taken to put in the Craigslist ad? My image catcher only does above the fold. Well, Hunter, I'm so glad you asked that question. Let me show you what I do. Let me show you this magical world of the interwebs. All right? Hold on one second. Let me go find my favorite tool here, Fast Stone Capture. See this little button right here, Hunter? Capture scrolling window. So if I do that, I click here and watch what happens. Bam. Nothing. Why? Because that website's a piece of crap, right? And it's only above the fold. Let's see here. Let's go to one of my favorite websites, Fark.com, right? It's got a bunch of content. Neville's dial-up internet's streaming here. Okay, see how it's got all that stuff here? I use this little capture active or capture scrolling window. I click on it like that, and look what it does. It captures the entire window. When I hit escape, it's got the photo of the entire website. So that's what I do. That's why I love Fast Stone Capture so freaking much. All right? So, guys, last chance on the webinar, okay? Save some money, save some time, get there with your offline clients. You guys are awesome. It's been great hanging out with you guys. It really has been great just communicating. I hope you guys got value, whether you decided to invest in yourself or not. I really hope you guys got some value. I hope you appreciated the extra techniques that Tanner and I put in there for you. And I look forward to contacting you guys real soon. We'll get this replay out just as soon as possible. And just thanks so much, guys.
Yep. Thanks, everybody. And Chuck, thanks for helping us with the link there, buddy. We appreciate it. Have a good night, guys, and we'll talk to you soon.
The organizer has ended the session.